She said, "Don't be jealous, my ex is just giving me a ride home." I smiled and said, "No problem." 20 minutes later, my car's GPS showed her phone still connected to my Bluetooth. I pressed play. The conversation that came through those speakers made me pull over, park, and start recording. The next morning, she walked into an empty apartment and a lawyer waiting in the lobby. "My name is Ethan. I'm 35, and I thought I had everything figured out. 3 years with Jessica, living together for the past year and a half, planning to propose around Christmas. She was 32, worked in marketing, always had this energy that made every room feel alive. I'm in finance, steady hours, decent money. We weren't rich, but we were comfortable. We talked about kids, about buying a house in the suburbs, about growing old together. I actually believed we were on the same page. Last Thursday started like any other day. I worked from home, she went into the office. Around 6 p.m., she texted me saying she'd be home late because she was grabbing drinks with her team. Normal enough. She did this maybe once or twice a month. I ordered Thai food, watched some basketball, didn't think anything of it. Around 9:30 p.m. she called. "Hey babe, I'm leaving now. Battery's dying though, so don't worry if I don't text back." "Want me to pick you up?" I asked. No. Actually, Ryan offered to give me a ride. He lives near us anyway." Ryan, her ex-boyfriend from college. They dated for 2 years, broke up about 6 years ago, stayed friendly. I'd met him twice at group events. Seemed like a decent enough guy, worked in tech, recently divorced according to Jessica. "Oh," I said, keeping my voice neutral. "That's convenient. You're not jealous, are you?" She laughed, that light teasing tone she used when she thought I was being silly. "No, of course not," I said. "See you soon. Love you, babe." "Love you too." I hung up and went back to my game. But something felt off. Not jealousy exactly, just this nagging sensation in my gut. Jessica had never given me a reason not to trust her, never been shady with her phone, never disappeared without explanation. But that laugh, that specific laugh, felt rehearsed. About 5 minutes later, I was grabbing a beer from the fridge when I noticed the car display screen in our apartment's parking view camera was still showing a Bluetooth connection. Jessica's phone was connected to my car's system. She'd driven my Audi to work that morning because her Honda was getting serviced. My car, my Bluetooth, still connected. I walked over to the tablet we use to control our smart home stuff, pulled up the car app. Sure enough, her phone was actively connected. The car was in motion, about 15 minutes away according to GPS. Here's the thing about my car's system. If her phone is connected and she's playing audio or making a call, I can access it through the app. It's a feature I'd honestly forgotten existed. We'd set it up a year ago when she needed to take a call while I was driving and her phone was dead. I sat down on the couch, stared at the screen. This was a line, wasn't it? Listening in without her knowledge. But that feeling in my gut was getting louder. I pressed play on the audio feed. First, I just heard music, some pop song I didn't recognize. Then it stopped. Jessica's voice came through, crystal clear. "Okay, my battery isn't actually dying." I just said that so he wouldn't text me. Smart. That was Ryan's voice, deeper than I remembered. "How much longer are you going to keep this up?" "I don't know. It's complicated." "Jessica, come on. You've been saying that for 3 months. 3 months. My chest tightened. "He's talking about proposing," Jessica said. "Like actually bought a ring." "How do you know?" "I saw the charge on our credit card. Went to the jeweler's website. He got exactly the ring I showed him a year ago." There was a pause. I could hear turn signal clicking. "Do you love him?" Ryan asked. Another pause, longer. "I care about him. He's stable. He's kind. He's everything that makes sense on paper." "That's not what I asked." "No," she said quietly. "Not like I love you." I need to emphasize this. I was completely still. Not crying, not yelling, not throwing things. I just sat there, phone in one hand, beer in the other, listening to my girlfriend of 3 years tell her ex-boyfriend that she didn't love me. "Then leave him," Ryan said. "Move in with me. We'll figure it out. You're still legally married. The papers are filed. It'll be final in 6 weeks. Michelle's already moved on. She doesn't care. And if I leave Ethan, what happens to the apartment? It's in both our names. He makes more than me. I can't afford it alone. You move in with me. I just said that. Into your one-bedroom apartment that still has your wife's stuff in it? Ex-wife. And I'll clean it out. Jessica, I can't keep doing this. Sneaking around, pretending we're just old friends when your boyfriend's around. Either be with me or don't. I need time. You've had 3 months. How much more time do you need? The GPS showed they were 10 minutes away now. After he proposes, Jessica said. I'll wait until after he proposes, say yes, then break it off like a month later. That way it seems like I really tried to make it work. He won't hate me as much. Ryan laughed. Actually laughed. That's incredibly fucked up. I know, but he deserves better than me just walking out. This way there's closure. Closure. Right. They went quiet for a bit, more music. Then Jessica spoke again. Do you think we would have made it if we'd stayed together after college? Maybe. We were young, different people. And now? Now I know what I want. And it's you. The GPS showed 5 minutes away. I stood up, walked to our bedroom, grabbed my laptop, started recording the audio feed. Every word, every pause, every casual confession of a betrayal that had apparently been going on since August. Pull over before we get to my building, Jessica said. The parking lot has cameras. You're paranoid. I'm careful. There's a difference. The audio cut out. They'd arrived. She must have disconnected from the car. I sat in our living room, laptop open, recording saved and backed up to 3 different places. The apartment suddenly felt different. The framed photos on the wall, the bookshelf we'd built together, the couch we'd spent 2 hours arguing about before buying. All of it felt like a set piece in a play I didn't know I was performing in. Jessica walked in about 3 minutes later, smiling, normal, carrying her purse and work bag. Hey babe, she said, leaning down to kiss me. I let her. Sorry I'm late. Traffic was worse than I thought. No problem, I said. How were drinks? Oh, you know. Same work gossip. Melissa's dating someone new. Tom's complaining about his bonus again. She dropped her stuff on the counter. I'm exhausted. I think I'm going to shower and head to bed. Sure, I said. I'll be up in a bit. She disappeared into the bathroom. I heard the water start. I opened my phone, texted my lawyer friend Chris. Need to talk. It's urgent. Can you call me tomorrow morning? Then I started making a list. Update 1 Friday morning. Jessica left for work at her usual time. Kissed me goodbye. Reminded me we had dinner plans with her parents on Sunday. Normal. Completely normal. Chris called me at 9 a.m. What's going on? He asked. I told him everything. Sent him the recording. Holy shit, Ethan. Yeah. Okay, first check if you're in a one-party consent state for recordings. Actually, doesn't matter. You weren't part of the conversation, but it was your car, your Bluetooth system. Gray area legally, but probably admissible if this gets messy. More importantly, do you own the apartment together? It's in both our names, but I've paid about 70% of everything. Down payment, most of the mortgage, utilities. Do you have records? All of it. Good. Here's what you're going to do. Don't confront her yet. Get your ducks in a row, pull all your financial records, document everything you've paid for, change your passwords on everything, bank accounts, emails, streaming services, all of it. Do you have any joint credit cards? 1. Check the charges. Make sure she hasn't been spending your money on him. I hadn't even thought of that. Then what? I asked. Then you decide what you want. Do you want to try to work it out, or are you done? I'm done. Then you leave or make her leave. Given that you've paid the majority, you have a stronger claim to the apartment, but it'll depend on your state laws and the ownership agreement. You might need to buy her out or sell and split the proceeds. Either way, it's going to be complicated. But Ethan, the most important thing right now is, do not let her know you know, not until you're ready. Why? Because she'll either try to manipulate you or she'll get her own lawyer and start protecting her assets. You need to be 3 steps ahead. I spent Friday working from home, going through everything. Our joint account showed regular charges at a hotel downtown, the Marriott on 5th Street. Every other Tuesday for the past 3 months, $200 each time. She told me those were late nights at the office, her company's downtown branch. I'd never questioned it. I checked the credit card. Dinners at expensive restaurants I'd never been to. A purchase at a lingerie store I definitely hadn't benefited from. Tickets to a concert I didn't know she'd gone to. All of it, clean and documented, charged to our joint account that I funded. My hands were shaking, but my mind was clear. I transferred half the joint account balance into my personal account, left her half, changed all my passwords, called a moving company, asked about their availability for the following week. Then I called Jessica's parents. Ethan, her dad, Robert, answered. Always friendly. He liked me. Thought I was good for his daughter. Looking forward to Sunday. Should we bring anything? Actually, Robert, I need to cancel. Something's come up. Everything okay? Not really. But I'll explain another time. There was a pause. Ethan, what's going on? I'd rather not get into it over the phone, but I think you should know that Sunday might not be the best time for a family dinner. Is Jessica okay? Physically, yes. Robert, I'm sorry, I really can't talk about this right now, but thank you for always being kind to me. I hung up before he could press further. Jessica came home that night with takeout, Chinese food, my favorite place. Thought we could have a nice quiet night in, she said, smiling. I got you the Kung Pao chicken, extra spicy. We ate at the coffee table, watching some show she liked. She curled up against me on the couch afterward, head on my shoulder. I love you, she said. I love you too, I said. It was the last lie I told her. Update 2. Saturday, I told Jessica I needed to visit my brother upstate. Family emergency. She was concerned, asked if she should come with me. No, it's fine, I said. Just some stuff with his business. Probably boring for you anyway. I'll be back late tonight. She kissed me at the door. Drive safe. I didn't go to my brother's. I went to a storage unit I'd rented Friday afternoon, met the movers there. We drove back to the apartment together. Here's what most people don't know about breakups. If you're strategic, you can remove everything that matters in about 4 hours. The movers were efficient. I'd made a list. My furniture from before we moved in together, my clothes, my electronics, my books, my personal items. Anything that was definitively mine. I left everything we'd bought together and everything that was hers. By 3 p.m., the apartment looked different, but not empty. Functional, but hollow. I left an envelope on the kitchen counter. Inside, a printed copy of the recording transcript, a breakdown of all the financial contributions I'd made to the apartment, a notice that I would be pursuing my share of the equity, and the name and number of Chris, my lawyer. I also left a note. Jessica, I heard everything Thursday night. My car, my Bluetooth, your conversation with Ryan. I've known since the moment you walked in the door lying to my face. I've removed my belongings and will be staying elsewhere. Chris will contact you about the apartment and our joint assets. I've already split the joint account 50-50 and removed my name from the credit card. I don't hate you. I'm just done being the safe choice while you figure out what you really want. You've had 3 months to make a decision. I'm making it for you. Don't contact me. Any communication goes through Chris. Ethan P.S. I canceled Sunday dinner with your parents. I imagine you'll have some explaining to do. I left my key on top of the envelope. Then I called the apartment's landlord. We'd been renting to own, a weird arrangement where our payments went toward eventually buying the place outright. I explained the situation, asked about my options. He was surprisingly understanding. Said he'd review our contract and get back to me Monday. I drove to a hotel, not the Marriott on 5th Street, a different one, checked in, sat on the bed, stared at the wall. My phone started buzzing around 7 p.m. Jessica, I didn't answer. Text messages followed. Ethan, please call me, I just got home. Please let's talk about this. It's not what you think. I can explain everything, Ethan, please. I blocked her number. But I didn't block her parents' numbers. Robert called at 8 p.m. Ethan, Jessica just called us hysterical. What the hell happened? Did she tell you? She said you left. That there was a misunderstanding. Robert, there's no misunderstanding. She's been having an affair with her ex-boyfriend for 3 months. I have a recording of them discussing it. She was planning to let me propose, say yes, then break up with me a month later. I'm not angry at you or Linda. You've been nothing but kind to me. But I'm done. Silence. Robert, I need to call you back. He hung up. 20 minutes later, Jessica's mom, Linda, called. Ethan, honey, I am so sorry. I wasn't expecting that. We didn't know, she continued. Robert is furious. He's on the phone with her right now. I just wanted to tell you that whatever happened, you didn't deserve this. My eyes stung. Thank you, Linda. You're a good man. I hope you know that. After we hung up, I finally let myself feel it. Not crying, exactly. Just this heavy, exhausted grief settling into my chest. I ordered room service, watched mindless TV, fell asleep around midnight. Sunday morning, Chris texted me. Jessica's lawyer contacted me. She wants to meet. Already? She works fast, probably panicking. Do you want to settle this quickly or drag it out? Quickly. I just want out. I'll set something up for this week. I spent Sunday walking around the city, got coffee, sat in a park, watched people living their normal lives. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Ethan. Ryan's voice. How did you get my number? Jessica's phone. Look, I just wanted to say, I don't care what you want to say. I didn't know she was going to string you along like that. The proposal thing. That was fucked up. But sleeping with her while she lived with me, that was fine. I'm not saying I'm innocent here. I'm just saying I didn't know she was planning to. Ryan, I'm going to give you some advice. Marry Jessica. Move her into your apartment. Build a life with her. And every single time she's late coming home, every time she says her phone died, every time she needs space, you remember this conversation. You remember that she's capable of looking someone in the eye and lying without hesitation. Good luck with that. I hung up. Final update. It's been 6 weeks. The apartment situation resolved faster than expected. The landlord reviewed our contract and agreed that given my financial contributions, I had the primary claim. Jessica could either buy me out or we'd sell and split proceeds based on our respective investments. She couldn't afford to buy me out. We listed it last week. Chris negotiated a clean separation of assets. I got back about 70% of what I'd put in, which honestly felt fair given the circumstances. She kept her furniture and personal items. I kept mine. The joint credit card debt, all those hotel rooms and dinners she assumed responsibility for after I showed her the charges and receipts. Her parents sent me a card. Inside, Linda had written, "You will find someone who deserves you. Thank you for being honest with us." Robert had signed it too. I heard through mutual friends that Jessica and Ryan lasted about 2 weeks after everything came out. Turns out his divorce wasn't as finalized as he'd claimed. His ex-wife found out about Jessica, got angry, and decided to contest the settlement. Whole thing became a mess. Jessica tried to move back home with her parents. Robert said no. They're still talking, but he made it clear he was disappointed in her choices. She's living with a friend now, from what I understand. As for me, I signed a lease on a 1-bedroom apartment in a different neighborhood, started therapy, not because I'm broken, but because I wanted to talk through everything with someone objective, figure out what I missed, if anything, what red flags I should have seen. My therapist said something interesting. Sometimes there are no red flags. Sometimes people are just good at hiding who they really are until they're not. I've been on a few dates, nothing serious. Mostly just reminding myself that I'm capable of moving forward. The ring is still in my sock drawer. I can't bring myself to return it yet. Maybe next month. Yesterday, I got a text from an unknown number. I almost didn't open it, but curiosity won. I'm sorry. For what it's worth, you deserved better. Jessica. I stared at it for a long time. Then I deleted it without responding. Some people think closure comes from a final conversation, a last chance to say what you really feel. But I learned something these past 6 weeks. Closure isn't something someone gives you. It's something you give yourself. I'm 35 years old. I thought I had everything figured out. Turns out I didn't. But I'm learning. And honestly, that's enough for now.
Brought Jesus who would be the righteous king. He would make the wrong right.
First
and
of all,
he would put us
if
in
you
right
talk like that in my house, you gotta leave. Like, you imagine that lady is like coming over for dinner and she's just walking around the dinner table and all your other friends are like, what the fuck just happened? Like, hey, this is a crazy way to talk. This is a crazy way to talk. And also, why are you so confident?
Yeah.
Okay? You just reading the word of God the way everybody else is. Why are you so confident that you're going to tell all these people what they're supposed to do and how to live their life, and you're going to say it in a crazy way, and I'm not supposed to be able to talk about that?
I just feel like, you know, when somebody's rambling about Jesus, the real question is like, where are you when it comes to blowing up children? Right. Are you kind of on the fence about that? Because if you're on the fence about that, I'd say...
If you're anti-abortion and pro-war, kind of weird.
Really weird.
Kind of weird.
Yeah, and that's this, like, bizarre, like crazy math that some of these people are doing to justify holding up the military-industrial complex, and it's fucked up, dude.
And the thing is, like, the more these conflicts occur, the more enemies we'll have, which will ensure future conflicts.
Exactly.
And business is booming.
Booming.
And that's what people don't want to believe. They don't want to believe that someone would engineer a virus. They don't want to believe that someone would, like, make stuff that could kill other people of their own country. But they would. They would if they could make money. They don't give a fuck about you like they don't give a fuck about people over there. To a certain level of psychopaths, money just becomes numbers on a ledger that they're trying to acquire.
100%.
And if they can attach themselves to a corporation, fantastic. Then it's just the business we're in.
That's it.
And chug along, daddy.
Yep.
Chug along.
Chug along. Chug along.
And this is the world that you're having to live in at the same time, where Tim Burchett is saying there's fucking aliens.
Right.
And AI is, and then also they shot a rocket to the moon on April Fool's Day. And
Dude,
it's like,
what the fuck?
This script is wild.
Wild.
Whoever wrote this, I want to give him a hug. You fucking killed it, dog. I'd be like,
dude,
a chef's kiss.
Dude, did you see the tattoo on the guy, like the guy at NASA? Did you see that weird fucking tattoo on the guy at NASA giving, like, I don't know, applesauce to one of the astronauts? Can you pull up the weird?
What?
You know, they're shoving like yogurt pouches in there. There was a whole thing where the astronauts are sitting there and they're putting like food pouches in there. Yeah.
What's his tattoo? Oh, Jesus Christ.
What the fuck was
He's
that?
got a demon tattoo with runes on his fingers?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Bro, that's wild.
I know.
If I was rolling with that guy in jiu-jitsu, I'd get nervous if I saw his tattoo.
And if I was working at NASA, I'd be like, look, we're going to get somebody else to put the food pouches in.
Is that real?
I mean, I saw the photo going around too, but I don't. It's just. It's a guy who works at NASA.
That's just the guy that works at
But
NASA.
that doesn't have to be the guy who puts the fucking quiche in his pocket for the camera. Like, I mean,
what does that guy do at NASA? That's interesting.
I just remember being at SpaceX. There's a lot of people that kind of.
By the way, I got like, it's fine to have that tattoo, but you got to know it's like if you're displaying that tattoo,
you've made some mistakes.
You're putting tattoo. Like,
you've made some mistakes.
It's an old tattoo.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're 20 and you got that on your fucking hand, that's kind of crazy. But I mean, hey, why not? Fuck it, who cares? But a lot of those guys you were saying at SpaceX, they're like burly rocket workers. Sure. Yeah. There's, a bunch of jack dudes picking up fucking girders.
I don't think it's like what people are saying it is. It's the combination of April Fool's Day and a dude with a seeming Bale tattoo is putting